Hello! Today I'm going to be setting up the air-fuel ratio of the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kilowatt heater. In this video I'm only doing the bigger version. If enough people want to see me adjust the smaller version, I'll have to order a new LCD controller, because once I've got this set, I want it set for the big heater, and I'll buy another one and I'll set it for the small heater. Let me run you through the setup. Hold on, I'll bring the camera over a bit, that'll be a better idea. Come, camera. Right. First up here, we have the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one says it's, can you see that? It's a 5 to 8, okay. Power supply, batteries, because we need more current than the power supply can give us. We have an AEM, that is a good name by the way, of air-fuel ratio. This is the WAGO, which is the Universal Exhaust, what do you call it? Fucking hell, lambda gauge thing, extension. Anyway, the wideband lambda is in this custom-made piece of hardware, which I have knocked together this morning. Bit of original exhaust welded onto steel pipe, welding bung, lambda sensor, the silencer just to make it a bit quieter. Wiring goes into the gauge, our controller is sitting here, and that's about everything for that. Oh, last note, fuel pumps. So this setup is for a 22 milliliter or 22 millimeter cubed. Wait a minute, I'm trying to find it written on it, but everything's covered in grease. Ah, there we go. Can you see shit? Focus, you fuck. Right, there. 12 volt, 2218, so that is a 22 mil pump. What's this one? This one is also focus, a 22 mil pump. These, however, are not. These are the monstrous ones. This is a 24 volt, and you can see it's a 65. And this one's a 12 volt, 65. The one in the pink condom thing, that is also 22. It seems 22 is the most common size sent out with heaters. Although I do have one here in a box which has got an outlier. It's got a 28 pump. God knows why they decided to do that. Okay, I should bring the tripod over and sit it here so you can see all these screens at once, even though the reflection's hideous. Well, we'll do our best. Right, I'm going to bring the tripod over a bit. Okay, I'm going to try my best here to keep most of this in shot and in reflection zone. Right, so the first thing you need to do is to go into your admin settings. I hate this controller, I really do. 1, 6, 8, 8. Okay, so this is the lowest pump value, which is on 0.8 hertz at the moment. Okay, the highest pump value is at 6 hertz, which is what we want. Lowest pump speed, 1450 RPM. Now we have to go through it. Highest pump speed, 5000. I don't think it goes high enough. No, 5000 is the maximum. And it's just in 12 volts and pickups and all sorts. So we are back to the start. So let us plug in the gauge. Gauge is on. Needs a moment to heat itself up. In the meantime, we'll turn the heater on. Heater's on. Oh, no, my box just sank. Hold on. I'm really surprised that the box was like the best thing I could find to set everything on. I'm quite impressed with that. So this reading here is more than it can read. So it's more than, I can't remember what its highest reading is, if it's like 26 parts air to fuel. It doesn't really matter. It's lean, it's doing nothing at the moment. So we want it to run up to temperature and then see what it is once it's running at temperature. I will bring you back once the heater has hit up to all the red bars and we've got a reading on the thing. Tell you what, while it's heating up, why don't we have a little chat about air-fuel ratios? Your air-fuel ratio is your ideal quantity of molecules of air to molecules of fuel. In our case, diesel, we want 14.5 molecules of air for every 1 molecule of diesel. This allows the long chain diesel molecule to burn with all of the air that's available so that no diesel is wasted. Now, in an engine, running rich isn't a terrible thing. It helps cool the engine down, prevent knock, etc, etc. But in a diesel heater, running rich, all you're doing is pouring diesel out the exhaust. That's it, it's just wasting diesel. Running lean on an engine is bad because it's not so much that it overheats, but you're no longer using the fuel properly to cool the engine. In a diesel heater, if you're running lean, all you're doing is blowing cold air through the exhaust. So that's why you wanted to get as close to the perfect, how do you say, is it stoichiometric or stocky? I'll put it on screen. But if you can get the perfect amount of air and fuel in, it means you'll get the most heat for your fuel, rather than either pouring the exhaust or cold air being pushed through the exhaust. Right, we're up to 2 green bars and this still hasn't changed. Oh, what's better or worse? There, oh, see one, can't see the other. This one's not really important just now. We were watching this one just now. But 2 green bars, I'll bring you back once they're up at red. Right, we're just starting to hit the yellows. And hopefully when it hits the reds, we'll get to see this flicker into life and actually get our air fuel reading and see if we're even close with my guest settings. Okay, the glow plug has gone off and we're going into full burn. So I should have said what we're going to do is tune the maximum and the minimum, and it'll have to work it out in between. Well, if we can get the maximum and the minimum set, that should be good enough, and it can do the varying in between. Come on, little thing, come on, hurry up. Okay, there we go. So its highest must be about 29.9. We're not quite up to our full 3 red bars. Once we're up to the full 3, we'll let it sit out, level out, and then I'll write down the value. I don't know if anyone's noticed before, but see when it gets to its maximum temperature, you can actually hear the fuel pump slow down. Mine hasn't started. So that's hovering at like 18. So that's not a million miles away from our 14.5. Right, so I'm calling that 18. Yeah, calling that 18. Okay, let's turn it off and then fiddle with heads. Because sadly, you can't fiddle with it while it's running. Okay, we have turned it off. I will now wait for it all to cool down and we will bung in some new settings. Right, while we're waiting for it to cool down, let's take the pump hertz. I've gone into the settings, by the way. And we'll take up to 6.5 hertz. And we'll 1450 slow speed, 5000 RPM, maximum speed, blah 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 blah. Alright, we're back to start. And all we're doing now is waiting for it to cool down and then we can start it back up again. Okay, we have adjusted to 5000 RPM in the fan, 6.5 hertz on the pump, and we're now sitting at 16.9, 17. I'm going to call it a nice round 17. So, oh no, sorry, it's no, maybe it's not 17, maybe it's near 16. Maybe it's near 16 and a half. I'm calling that 16 and a half. 16 and a half, we'll call that 16 and a half. 16.5. I've written it on the desk. So with a bit of mathematics, we can work out roughly what hertz we have to adjust. You can turn off now, thanks. Off. What hertz we have to adjust the pump to get it down the last 2 bits. What do you call them? The air fuel ratio points to get nearer the 14.5 that we want for diesel. So I'm going to go back into settings, and I'm going to do the maths now, but I'm not going to do it on camera. I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm bad enough at maths, and I'll work out what I think I need to adjust it to get to the point of what we want it to be, and we'll see if I was right or not. So think with me through here with maths. So we started with 18 at 6 hertz. We got 16.5 with 6.5 hertz. We want to take that down another 1.5 to get 15. I want it slightly on the lean side rather than the rich side, because like I say, rich is just wasting fuel. So to get that 1.5, there was a half a hertz difference between those two numbers previously. So I'm going to adjust it by another half. And that should get us where we want to be. Oh, why did they need to do this? Okay, we are ready to fire up again once it comes back up to... No, once it comes down to being cool enough. Let's do this again. Okay, I've let it stabilize. It's sitting down near 15.2, 15.5. So that's pretty close to the 15 that I was aiming for. But I want to see if there is any more we can actually get out of the pump. So it's at 7 hertz just now. I'm thinking like 7.2 would bring it right up into where we want it to be. So I'm going to shut it down and try for 17.2. Okay, so I took it to 7.2 and it got me down to 15. So I decided to take it up to 7.4, and this has got me, you'll see it flicker at 14.7 every now and again, but it's also got me black smoke, which I thought was quite interesting. So 7.4 is still, the gauge doesn't see it as being quite right, but we're getting black smoke out of it, which we don't want. So 7.2 seems to be as close to perfect as we can get. So what I'm going to do now is a little bit of mathematics once this turns off. So I'm going to adjust that back down to 7.2 for the maximum. So 5,000 RPM, 7.2 hertz, no black smoke, and that is at a 15 air to fuel ratio. What I'll do now is take the 7.2, divide that by 5,000 RPM, and then multiply that by the lowest RPM of the heater, which is, what did I say, 1450. So let's just pull up the old calculatron here. Calculatron says, so 7.2 divided by 5,000 RPM equals, and then times it by 1450. So our lowest setting should be 2.1. Let's err on the side of 2. We'll make it 2 hertz. I should probably write that down so I don't forget it. 1450, 2 hertz. So I will try that. Oh look, notifications. Oh god, I dropped the lid of my pen as well. For fuck's sake. Right. We'll let that cool down, and I'll adjust the settings, and then we'll fire it back up on its lowest setting, and we'll see what that does. 1, 6, 8, 8. Right, lowest setting, I said 2. Hertz, highest setting 7.2 for no black smoke, 1450 lowest RPM, 5,000 highest RPM. And now we will get ready to fire that up on its lowest setting. So we'll take that all the way down. Does it actually speed down? No, it doesn't. You have to press the button every time to get it to go down to its lowest setting. I should point out that although we're using this as pump adjustment, If you were using temperature, all it does is ramp up to the maximum setting you've done, get to temperature, and then slow down to the low setting. So we've got to 2, so that's fine. Let that cool down, and we'll turn it back on, and it'll heat itself up, and then come back down to the 2 Hertz. Let's see that. Well, it doesn't sound happy. That's weird. All we've done is taken the lowest pump settings up. That's odd. It's still running lean as well. It's heating up a lot faster though. This is nice. There we go. I just needed to tick over that last little. Okay. Well, I've learned another thing, that the low setting is also used for the priming heating up stage. It has helped a lot faster up to yellow this time. Okay, I'm interested to... I'll bring you back once it's head itself up and then come back down to running at 2 Hertz on the pump. Oh, drop my pen. Hold on, let me get back. So 2 Hertz and 1450 gets us air-fuel ratio of 20. And that horrible noise it is making. Wow, that's... Let's make that stop right now. Please. Please stop. Please. Please. My God. 20. So we need... So that's 20. So it needs a lot more fuel than that. Oh, it's time for some more mathematics. Let me see if I can work this out. Okay, so with my rough maths, I got 22 Hertz at 1450. So I thought maybe 3 Hertz, but its highest low setting is 2.5. So I'm gonna set it at 2.5 and see what we get. Ah, I went past it. I also don't want 7.2. 7.2 would every now and again give a whiff of black smoke. So what I'm going to do is take it back to 7, which I'm all right with. I'm okay with 7 and 1, 6, 8. For the love of God, 8, 2.5. Take this back down to 7. I'm all right with it running a little bit lean and not having any black smoke. 1450, 5000. Smashing. So we'll set it 2.5 and we will let it cool down and warm back up again and cool down again, and I'll bring you back. Okay, well, we're back with 2.5 Hertz, 1450 RPM, and that horrendous noise, which I hope you can hear. Which means that for tuning the low side, I'm going to have to do it the other way around. I'm going to have to pick, well, not do it the other way around, but I'm going to have to find the RPM where it doesn't make that noise, and then try and match that with you know, a pump Hertz and get the air fuel for that. But not today, that's enough. We got the maximum attack. If I dick about with this some more, I might leave the minimum settings in the description. I might make another video on it. No, please, shut up. That's, Christ almighty. Hush, off. Stop making that awful noise. It must still okay. It must still be slightly above 1450 then. We'll maybe try 2000 or 2,500 and then work out the air fuel. So we've got a few settings. Oh, I've noted them down here. But my preferred one is 5000 RPM, 7 Hertz, and that gets me 15.5 and no black smoke. And please remember, you will have to use a 22mm pump to get these same settings. If your pump is a different size, your settings will be a different size. Yeah, so I'm impressed with this AEM gauge though. You may have noticed that we went from 3 digits to 4 digits at one point. That's because I read the fucking manual. That tells you can have 4 digits of information, which is to 2 decimal places, which is pretty good. And this is one of the fastest gauges they make for AFRs, etc, etc. If you could be so kind, dear viewers, as to maybe if you're brave enough, only if you want to, go into your settings in your controller and tell me what settings you've got in yours, like for your lowest and your highest. I'd just purely out of curiosity, I might bang them in and see what actual air-fuel ratio I get, especially for the low side. That would save me a bit of time doing the low side. And actually, this was interesting. I enjoyed doing this. This was good fun. That's all. So, thanks for watching, guys.